everybody, it's Andrew with another episode of the Let's Park It podcast. I'm Andrew from Let's Park It, and I got my friend over here.
I'm Zach from A Couple of Flicks podcast.
And I think we're about to talk about some cool stuff. This is probably going to be more of a daily, every other day type of situation, depending on how we feel and what news is coming in.
How bored we get in quarantine.
How bored we... Another day in quarantine. Yes, exactly. What can we talk about next? Yeah, April 1st happened. No crazy April Fool's jokes. That was weird. That was a weird day.
I didn't even get rickrolled once.
I didn't try to do anything. I was just like, I can't do this right now. However, Disney decided to lay it on us today, though. So I think how we're gonna kind of do these things, just so everyone out there is listening and not already turning off because of my horrible accent, is we're probably gonna give you guys a little bit of bad news because today wasn't the best day for Disney. There's some stuff happening, and then we're gonna go into some good news, go into some speculation about some things. So if you want to kick it off, Zach, let's go into our first article.
Which one you want to do first? The bad one?
Yeah, let's go into that one.
So we have Disney to furlough employees beginning April 19th.
Yeah. This is, I don't think this is a good sign for things to come right here. One, I feel bad for the employees. It does mean they have their jobs when everything opens up back, when the parks open up. However, I don't think this is a good sign as far as how the parks or when the parks are going to be open. This doesn't give me any confidence that Disney's opening anytime soon, or any of the parks. Yeah. And I feel we have you both have mutual friends who work at the parks full time. This is all they do, and it's scary. Like, we get it, things are happening, but you never know what's going to happen and how long this is going to last.
Yeah.
Let me see. What else did they say on that article? Are they did you read if they're giving them any benefits or anything like that? I wasn't.
Yeah, they do retain their healthcare benefits, plus the cost of employee and company premiums will be paid by Disney.
But they're not. But Disney's not taking care of any of the when they're not working, they're still getting paid. So that's going to be done for. That's going to be scary for a lot of people. And I feel for all of our friends out there, you guys should stay strong. Like, we're going to get through this together. Hopefully the parks open up sooner than we expect or want. Like, hopefully they open up soon, but that's a tough one. That is, that was not a good thing to read
that's
today.
A lot of people.
That's a lot. That's like, what, 70,000 people at least? I thought I was reading somewhere. It's in that ballpark. It's in over 50,000 people easily. Just like that. And the fact that we don't have an opening date or any, like, it's not a good...
everything's just going indefinitely now.
Yeah, it's just, we'll open when we open. Yeah, so anyways, don't want to be a bother to anyone who's listening or watching. That is just some news that came up. But it is good because they still are taking care of their employees as much as they can, but I don't think they can financially do it anymore. There's just so many people at Disney, just, so many things are happening so quickly that we just can't, they can't financially do that. It isn't,
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how much they said they were losing a day, but it was a lot.
I would imagine. Between their box office, which is zero right now, like, there's no one's going to the movies anymore. The fact that I think the movie industry, which could be an entirely different podcast, is probably done. I think movies are going to be VOD from now on, or a majority of it. But I think it's a tough, weird time, and we're about to change some things because of what's happening right now. So yeah, that's I don't got any more to say on that. It does suck for everyone out there. I'm sorry about this, guys. Any cast members for Universal, Disney, Knott's Berry Farm, all the Six Flags. That one's tough too. That's a whole other thing because I don't know if Six Flags are going to make it.
Oh yeah.
They already weren't making it, and hopefully I don't know. There's so much. We should talk about that at another time. We got to get to the positive stuff here.
Yeah.
Let me see. I will go on to the next one. So, Disney has announced Walt Disney, Disney World, Disneyland is halting the payments for annual pass holders. Which is, I think, kind of we've been waiting for that kind of stuff because it's like what's happening, and they've just been saying like let's push it off to we'll like give you extra on the end. So that's also another like, ooh, we don't know when this is happening and when this is like coming to a thing or a stop. So I know you don't have a pass yet, but I have a pass. And
previous pass holder.
Yes, down in Florida, you're a previous pass holder. So it's like, especially if you're paying monthly, and now when everyone's, so many people are out of work, you're wondering, why am I still paying this money to Disney when I can't go?
Yeah, everyone on the forums and stuff is like kind of freaking out about it.
Yeah, what have you seen so far?
I was just people complaining,
Yeah.
Not really complaining, but just like they seem worried that this money that they shouldn't have to spend on something they're not using when they could be using, food and stuff.
Yeah, and of course, but at the same time, Disney is a premium. Like, this is an expense that we're all lucky to be able to afford and have. And of course, we have to switch over our, I think Disney's being good about it. It's Disney. They're going to be the best they can be. They're not going to try to screw over anybody, but they're also a business, and businesses aren't charities. We have the luxury and the ability to have these passes. So when they say the things that they say, you're like, well, like they're giving us as much as they can without going bankrupt, basically. And they're also extending the pay period. So there's a lot of things that started happening that I think are beneficial, and I understand the concerns by everyone else. Especially if you paid up front, you'll get those things added on, and then I understand the complaints, but I also am like, guys, we have the ability to get a Disney pass. That's a lot of luxuries that most people don't have,
Yeah.
And I'm sure once the park opens, we're all going to be very elated and joyful that the park's even open and to go there. Even though Disney does cost an arm and a leg to go to.
That's for sure.
And we could definitely go deep into this, but I feel like in order for us to just kind of like keep this positive, I don't really want to go so deep into it, because if you want to. So anyways, we'll post the links from, I think it's blogmickey.com. Go check them out, and we'll post the links in the description so you guys can read everything, because there are just official things from Disney that we're talking about. And we kind of just wanted to get into the good stuff anyways. So
yeah.
All right, Zach, what are we talking about next? What's next? What's the good stuff?
Universal's Epic Universe.
You know what? First off, I'm so excited about this, but now my brain just went, are they even doing construction right now? Is this going to be just postponed?
I believe construction is still going on, but probably not to the capacity it was.
Yeah, not like a full steam ahead. At the same time, though, I would imagine they're probably going to push this as fast as they can, too, because they know, well, Florida themselves just decided to do something. So they just went on lockdown. So at the time of this recording, it's 4/2, so April 2nd. And I know Florida just went on lockdown like the other day.
Yep.
Meanwhile, us in California, we've been locked down for like 3 weeks already. So they've had some leeway. So I think it's going to depend on how long we're in like an essential lockdown. It's when,
The original opening time frame was supposed to be April 2023.
Okay. I mean,
they still got a lot of time.
Yeah, they have the whole summer, even to push it off into October, which would be perfect. Could you imagine They push it up. Like you have your summer months. Like you open it up, you get all the kinks worked out during that like spring fling type of stuff happening, and then you get your summer shebang. What happens if it all opens up in October? We're going down there for like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Like buy work. Yeah, we're going down there. But Universal, what Epic Universe? Epic Universe. First off, what do you think about the name?
I'm starting to be okay with it.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm definitely
Yeah.
okay with it. I
At
think it's
first, I was like,
yeah, but then you realize you're like, that's such a strong, like, this is it, guys. This is the end. Like that's like kind of like an end all be all name. It's like
yeah,
this. You can't even use any. What other words can you have to describe that?
yeah. And
The
it's
theme
like
park.
taking a jab at Disney World. But we're not a
Oh,
world, we're a universe.
yeah, like big time. And you have like Tokyo Disney Sea, which is like Tokyo Disney Sea is their crazy awesome one, which I recommend going to for anyone out there. If you haven't, go there. It's amazing. However, I think this is going to be the Tokyo Disney Sea for Universal. It's going to be this crazy thing that we've never seen before with next level events and that kind of stuff. So let's get into that. Hey, wait, what time are we at, Zach? Do you know?
It doesn't say.
Okay, never mind. Young Jamie, bring that up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go into this. So, anyways, we're gonna go and speculate some stuff from Epic Universe.
OrlandoParkStop.com is where we're
Yes.
getting this information from.
This is and I believe they've been very, very good on everything they've been doing for Epic Universe. And I'm hopefully going to be posting stuff of the map in this video. If you are watching, if you are listening, you can definitely listen along. However, we'll post the link in the show notes. First off, if this is anything what it's supposed to be, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, not only, okay, for people watching right now, I'm going to be there should be the thing on the screen. Zach, this is like crazy. I don't even care if the names of the stuff of the themes in here aren't even like real. This is nuts. This entire place is some sort of magical land that I can hear your dog lick walls.
Sorry.
It's okay. I can hear the dog just slapping away. How in the world are they going to pull that off?
I don't know.
Okay, well, hold on. You go first. Where are we starting?
Probably say there are 6 different areas, it looks like. Not including the hotel, which there is a hotel in the park.
In the park, which hasn't been done in the United States, correct? Like, I don't think I know any parks that have an in-hotel park theme park.
No, I think one of the only ones I've seen is Disneyland Paris. Has it right. The gates are like right underneath the hotel.
Yeah, and Disney Sea was also like that, where literally like you walked in and the side things were where the hotels were, and from your hotel you could look into the park, which I'm like, that makes sense. Why wouldn't I want to look at the park and be like
they have that at overlooking Volcano Bay is the only like universal thing you can do that for right
which is
now.
awesome. And I love waking up and hearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that brought me back there for a second. I was like, dang, I miss it so much already. Yeah. Yeah, it's just such a cool concept art. And if they stay this concept art, this should be amazing. So let's crack our backs because we're about to go in. It's gonna be a long one, guys. We got some stuff to discuss.
Might have to break it up.
We might have to break this up. I'm not sure. We'll see. It's gonna be a long one. Hopefully none of our stuff dies. let's just break down the lands land by land. If you're bored, everyone who's listening, I apologize, but this is
Just go
amazing. Just
the
listen.
order of the article, I guess.
Yeah, we'll just go down there. So if anyone's watching, they can or listening, they can go with us. Um, okay, let's just hit it. Nintendo Land.
Super Nintendo World is what,
Dang.
which is
Like,
already. I
what's that?
was gonna say it's already started construction in Tokyo
And here in
and
LA.
Hollywood.
But it's way super along in, well, it's supposed to open up with the Olympics this year. However,
Yep.
of course, this thing ravaged our whole entire world called the coronavirus, apparently, and now here we are. Um, but from the stuff that I was seeing in Tokyo, holy crap. Like
Yeah.
living in Nintendo, living in Super Mario World. And at the center of it is the ride that they're speculating. Of course, it makes sense, and of course, all of this is speculation. However, there's some, we got there's sources that out there.
Yeah.
Mario
And
Kart.
I've seen some of the stuff being worked on firsthand when I worked
Yes.
for a company a few years ago, and it
Yeah.
looks really good.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy what your experience and then what's coming to life and how it's like, oh, this is gonna be some next level stuff. Um, let's talk about the rides first, and then we'll go into the land. So let's talk about Mario Kart.
That's
Um,
the big attraction of this
yeah,
land.
the e-ticket. Um, I am I don't know about you, but this is probably one of my out of all the things actually at Epic Universe, this might be the one. Even more beyond some of the stuff we're going to talk about a little bit that we've talked about in our last podcast. This might be the end all be all for me. So actually, there's two more things, but this is probably childhood brought to life for
Oh
me.
yeah, this whole land like
Oh,
is going to be amazing.
um, yeah, and from what I've heard and saw on like schematics and stuff, not only is it going to be this augmented reality and visual screens, kind of like how we were seeing in, I think it's going to use a lot of visuals that they were using in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Train, where the wall, like that whole screen is very interactive, but you'll have the physical objects coming at you and then the screen interacting too, so that it makes you feel like you're going faster than you really are.
Yeah. And
um
if you're following along on the article, they do have pictures of the patents for
yeah,
this kind of stuff.
which is going to be everything that's on here with the drifting, everything like that. If this has all of this in there, holy crap, that's going to be so cool.
Yeah. Trying to think. Um,
Yeah, I'm thinking like Indiana Jones with like how the bumpy craziness mixed with
uh,
Rise of the Resistance. And from what I've been hearing and what I've been seeing at Hollywood is that one whole level, because it's a almost a three-story building. And from what I heard, this part is that the top level is actually all the queue line. So you're gonna go up, and that whole entire area is the queue line. However, I could be dead wrong, and I probably am. But I know in Hollywood they don't have that kind of room, so it's like,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Um,
then there's another patent here for like swinging cart.
yeah,
Looks
drifting.
like.
Yeah, like when it's swinging out. I'll make
Yeah.
sure I put pictures up on this for the video. But I mean, you have to have drifting. It's a huge part of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like this. And if you're racing somebody else, now the one thing is like if you're racing other people, the coolest part's going to be if you're able to interact somehow and beat the other people via your actions, which I haven't heard. I don't think we've even heard about anything like that. But if that's a part of the game, then that's going to make this game or ride even better. If there's an interactive part that's like
Yeah. I
you
believe
can,
the rumor is right now you get a magic band kind of thing You get
Yeah.
points in the land. I think that's
And
what's gonna
you
happen.
think depending on how many points you have will determine, like if all of a sudden a bunch of you with a bunch of points get into the car, that it allows you to go faster or something like that?
Maybe. Well, only can wait and see.
Yeah, yeah. And I was super excited for this because, it was so close. I could see it being built. I would go to Universal in Orlando, in Hollywood here, and just be like, "There it is, it's there." Um, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be awesome. I just hope it's at the same level as Rise of the Resistance in Disney. Like, if it for some reason isn't there, and it's like,
Yeah,
just
if they just stick to the stupid screen rides they've been doing, like Fast and Furious. I
yeah.
mean, from what I'm seeing, it's not going to be that. But if it
Mm-mm.
is that, it's going to be pretty disappointing.
Which I don't think they're gonna go that route. I
No.
think the only reason they went the Fast and Furious route was just to let's pump something into there.
Yeah. They got to go
Um,
hard for this new park.
they definitely do, and they know what they're up against, especially with the Rise of Resistance. If I was the creative team on Universal and I wrote Rise of the Resistance, I'd be crapping my pants. I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh my god, because like I went on Flight of Passage, and yeah, it was fun, it was cool, but it was Soaring 2.0. That's all it was. And but Rise of the Resistance was something different. That was an experience.
Yeah.
Wish we could have an entire. Well, we already did that, but we could go into that for like long. Anyways. Okay. What's next?
Next is Yoshi's Adventure.
Which is just what, a kid's ride?
Yeah, family attraction that will allow you to ride on a Yoshi.
I mean, I'm all about that, to be honest. If his tongue comes out and starts eating eggs
Oh yeah.
and poops him out at the end, whatever it is, like I'm all for that.
Yeah, so it
Um,
looks like it's an OmniMover, and it looks kind of short. But from what I read, it's going like the scenes take long enough, so it doesn't feel short.
okay, so it's probably just like your which is okay. Let's put this into consideration too. This and right now, from where we're starting, and we're gonna start with the Secret Life of Pets, is where Universal is going to the OmniMover system. If this Yoshi's Ride is happening, Secret Life of Pets is an OmniMover as well, which Disney's been known for their OmniMovers. But Universal, they don't have one, do they? I
Yeah,
can't
I
think of
don't
it.
think so. I think Secret Life of Pets was
Is
the first. I
is the
think.
first? Yeah. Um, and so we're gonna introduce a different technology to Universal, which isn't bad, but it's also like it's the one thing at Disney that makes me think old is an OmniMover.
Yeah, just that old dark ride.
Yeah. However, from what I've been hearing with Secret Life of Pets, it's your next level.
Yeah, from the pictures I've seen, it looks really good.
Yeah, and like you get your own individual character, and they like like you become a dog or whatever basically, and then like you can see yourself. So with Yoshi's OmniMover, I'm like with little Mario, baby Mario there, I'm kind of expecting us to become baby Mario somehow, or like a different character on these that interacts with kids.
Yeah,
Um, which is
looks like
awesome.
part of it is outside as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that the where it says bridge screen scene, I think that's outside.
So that would be cool. I do enjoy things going from inside to outside.
Yeah,
It's
and
especially when
then
we did the Star Wars, The Rise of the Resistance.
oh, that was cool.
It was so cool. Such a different experience. But
And
anyway, so it's a nice, cool ride for the youngins to enjoy, and I'm sure we'll take advantage of it and make sure that no kids ever get to ride it because
yeah,
we're childless millennials. Anyways, let's go on to the next one, Donkey Kong's Minecart. So this one, I know all of the parks aren't getting.
yeah,
I believe Japan is getting this one, if I remember correctly, and probably Epic Universe. But this one, if you're looking at the stuff at the schematics here, this could be something wild that we've never experienced before.
Yeah.
Like almost indoor roller coaster, but I don't know.
This one also has outdoor scenes.
Yeah. And I love like the plan that they had for the leaked model photography.
Yeah.
Like I don't think we're not getting that here in Hollywood, that's for sure.
No.
I
But
hope
if that's how the actual land is going to look, that looks incredible.
that would be crazy. That'd be even a land off of Nintendo Land. This is gonna be a long episode.
Yeah.
Might
So
be have to be like, yeah.
this
This
one
is
also
crazy.
is a new ride system. Well, not. It's just like a coaster, but
It's
instead of
different,
the
right?
track,
Yeah.
instead of the track like this, it's like this. As
Yeah.
we'll put a picture up, but
Yeah. We'll have young Jamie do it. Yeah, it's like a coaster. So I'm expecting this one to be maybe along the lines of like Harry Potter, where you have your start stop type of situation. That,
yeah,
but with a
yep,
different train. So because Hagrid's was so cool with a coaster itself, that I feel like you're gonna have these different abilities to start stop, like I said. And
yeah. And then
play
one of the
these.
big points they mention in this article is you jump the track.
That's cool. Which of course will just be some sort of effect, because if you jump what did they say as far as the,
If you keep scrolling past the model, it
yeah,
shows how the coaster is. Like it's not actually on a track;
yes,
it's
so
a
it's a
little above
tech,
it.
yeah, so the illusion will be jumping the track,
Yeah,
but you're still attached via more along the lines of how Forbidden Journey works, where you're actually attached to an arm, and the arm is moving on a track, and it's doing something like that. So
yeah,
you'd most likely be a coaster attached to a train, and then the coaster is doing all the movement. So basically, you're staying the same, but the attraction, the surroundings around you are doing stuff differently, um, in a sense.
yeah. And there's also in this article is testing footage of the ride vehicle.
Oh, they do? I'll have to definitely try and put that up in here.
Yeah,
Um, actually, I never have watched this. And oh yes, so this would be cool. I think this is gonna be whoever. This is gonna be so neat. It's gonna be so cool.
yeah,
Um, yeah, this one for me too is gonna be a huge, huge thing for just that whole nostalgia aspect of this entire land is going to bring in so many people. I think they're like they got Harry Potter and Nintendo, and those are two giant juggernauts.
oh
Like
yeah,
Disney's got Disney. Disney is Disney, right? That's a huge thing. But this is like you have Harry Potter and you have a Nintendo. And Nintendo is a giant generation of people. Not only do they have kids now, they have disposable incomes that not only if they don't have kids, they're going to want to go and see that park themselves.
oh yeah. It's gonna bring
That,
all the gamers out of their basements.
whew, I mean, hopefully they got those belt systems. I'm sorry, that was horrible.
Cut that out.
Not editing that out at all.
All right.
So with that being said, though, so let's talk about the other possibilities, but I also want to talk about the land after that. So
Yeah.
the biggest one for me right now is in the future, and I'm most excited for, is if they go into Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Pokemon.
And I'm not sure if they have it in this article, but it shows there's space next to this art the plans they already have for
Yes.
expansion. So,
Yes, especially in Epic Universe, there is definitely plans for and space available for expansion. But it would make sense to do Pokemon. It's so big. Honestly, like I think so at this point in my life, I'm 33 and I think about Pokemon, but I also think about Super Nintendo and Mario. And I think the generation that is that let's go to that generation. Pokemon is bigger than Super Mario and Donkey
Oh, yeah,
Kong.
especially with Pokemon Go coming out
Yes.
and everything, bringing it back.
And then you got also maybe Smash Brothers. I definitely don't think that's going to happen.
That is looks like a show possibly, or a
Okay.
4D movie.
Yeah, some sort of
Or,
like adventure ride or something, you know?
yeah, it says the 4D movie based on the upcoming Super Mario Brothers movie,
Mm-hmm.
possibly. But
Hopefully.
Smash Brothers show would be cool.
Yeah, especially if they can encounter some sort of like, it'd be hard because you just don't want to watch a movie. Like, it's basically a movie, you know? But man, you could have so many things in this land. So let's go into the land itself. So the land itself, it's not on this. I don't think it's on this article, but I have seen stuff where you're going to have a bracelet that you're going to be able to interact with the land, and you're going to be able to punch the punching bricks from Mario.
I've seen those firsthand being painted.
Yeah, which is crazy.
It's awesome.
And the fact that they're going to want like I'm going to probably play the commercial that they put out where not only can you punch the punching bricks, but you can also fight bosses together via the app. So it's gonna be very Pokemon Go for sure. And if they do that in the land, I mean, that's the next level, that interaction.
Oh, yeah.
And allowing and that's what was supposed to happen in Star Wars Land, is you were supposed to have this interaction, and it never happened because of the new Bob came over and decided to cut that kind of stuff.
So there is limited stuff you can interact with.
Yeah.
Which I read after we went, but
yeah, there is some stuff, but
it's not to where like they were talking it up to be.
Yeah. Like we were supposed to be able to have a score on Smuggler's Run, and depending how we did on Smuggler's Run, depicted how we interacted with people, and then if we made certain decisions, it would turn us either evil or good, you know, like it was like all kinds of stuff that we were supposed to have. But anyways, that's a
we're talking Universal here.
Yeah, we're talking Universal. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming to Nintendo Land, and I hope it's, you know, please, I get it, we're in quarantine right now, Universal, but don't skimp out.
This
Just
is what we got
going.
to look forward to when we're done.
This is it. Yeah, this is the future park. So, okay, let's keep going because we're about to go right into wee land. So right next to, if you don't mind, I'm gonna take over for a little bit here. Just right next to Mario or Nintendo Land on the map is okay, so I have to say it right now. It's Universal Monsters. I still think this one isn't happening. I don't know if I believe this one still. I think it's I want this, of course. Yeah, as a Halloween person, as we discussed in the last episode, how we're both Halloween people. I don't know if this is going to happen. I just don't see this being such a hugely broad thing that people universally love, that it could be its own section of the park. So that to me is the one reason why I'm kind of not. I get the schematics and I see that we have them, but I'm also like,
yeah,
really?
If they were to cut anything, this would be first.
100%. This would be turned into something safe in an instant, in a blink of an eye. With that being said, I hope, Universal Studios, if you are listening right now, please keep this, because this is going to. They've had so many troubles with Universal Monsters. They've been trying to reboot it. It hasn't happened.
One thing constant is they kill it when it comes to Horror Nights houses.
It could be this entire land is just where Halloween Horror Nights happens, you know? Or they have two Halloween Horror. Here's we gotta. This could go on for another half an hour for this segment alone. If all of a sudden you had Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando in one park, and then you had their version in this new park, it would be game over. You could have 2 Halloween events, 2 different things, bringing in 30,000 people a night in both parks. Universally, we know what you're up to. And you have your own specific land for it. You could literally, at the, they probably are doing it. They
Yeah, I
must
mean,
make what?
Horror Nights that's got to keep them afloat for a long time.
They're bringing in 30,000 people a night. That's just for the event, which is more than Disneyland's I think is 30,000 a day is like max capacity around that thing, and they're doing this in a night on like a weekday.
Yep.
And even then, people are coming back multiple days because you can't get through everything even on a weekday unless you know what you're doing. I makes sense to me. Makes sense. Makes total sense. But let's get into this. Okay, let's start with the first one, Zach. What's the first one?
Let me scroll down here. So the first one, I guess, is the E attraction for this land. It just says high tech dark ride here, but it's
That's why they don't know much yet. So
it's going to be. It says haunted mansion type ride featuring all of the Universal classic monsters through Dracula's castle, or at least starting at Dracula's castle,
which would be cool. But like that's what I'm talking about. Like this is scary. This is not a whole land of scary. Doesn't make sense in my brain for a mass audience. So that's why I'm also wondering they're gonna dull it down maybe, or not be super scary. Like you and I could handle it. We would love it if all of a sudden like Dracula spit like just coming at you and bodies are being decapitated and stuff. However, we have the Walking Dead attraction at Universal Hollywood, which is closed now. But that was their walkthrough, and that was scary. That scared the crap out of people. Just didn't fit into the area. So if they go that way, that'd be I think this whole entire area and these rides are, if they go the way they're going to go, are going to be a big step.
Yeah.
It's a risk for sure. So what we got, like a OmniMover type of situation happening again?
So it could be that, but there's also rumors of it being Kuka Arm, which is
the Harry Potter
Forbidden Journey.
Yeah. Which would make sense. That'd be pretty cool, especially if you can incorporate both physical and screen effects, just like Forbidden Journey. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Apparently, before Harry Potter, I'm going to read some of this, but
yeah, please do.
Before the first Harry Potter land was greenlit, Universal was working on a ride that was going to be built in the expansion plot where Forbidden Journey ended up. So this plan has been in the works for a while now, it seems like.
Really? So it's kind of like this land of misfit toys.
Yeah. Was going to use a combination of real sets and screens.
So basically it's Forbidden Journey, but Van Helsing type of stuff, probably.
Yeah.
Where I'm assuming the thing with Van Helsing is you can bring, even though you can be Dracula or whatever, Van Helsing brings all the characters together as he can be hunting everything. So I feel like this could be a very big Van Helsing's journey in classic Universal Monsters. However, classic Universal Monsters is still not a giant. Little kids don't know that stuff.
They're gonna
know Dracula and Frankenstein real quick. And then what else? We got a rumored walkthrough attraction, probably just like they did in Hollywood Studios. I never got to go into it. I never watched the walkthrough, but I know that they did one.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to walk through Frankenstein's tower and that kind of stuff, but
yeah, it seems like there's not much known about it, but it looks like it might be just Frankenstein.
Yeah. With only these two things known, if this does happen, this does seem like a specifically Halloween Horror Nights area. Like
Yeah.
it'll be walk through, eat here, do this one ride, but then when Halloween comes around, that's exactly where everything happens. And they're probably big enough to do it because I think what happens is they run out of area when they do it in Orlando at Universal Hollywood, or sorry, Universal Studios. They just run out of area.
Yeah. So this also says it will most likely not be a Halloween Horror Nights haunted house maze. Instead, it would be something closer to something like Poseidon's Fury, where
Which
we are
would be
taking
awesome.
part in a multiple room story that unfolds around us.
As long as there's a water wheel, I'll be all good with that.
Yeah.
Because that was I'm the first time I ever walked through that. I was like, this is amazing. Yeah, I'm super excited for Universal Land or Universal Monsters Land. I still don't believe it's happening. However, I if it does, I'm super excited.
What would you be more excited for, Nintendo or Monsters?
Nintendo, of course,
Okay.
like
Okay. Yeah.
100%. Like Nintendo is like I love Halloween. Like we both love Halloween, we both love monsters. But come on, Zach. Like, what would
Yeah.
you be more? What was it? Right? Like
Yeah. Oh, of
Nintendo,
course.
because
I
you're
just
like
wanted to.
you're living the games that made you a person, the babysitter that you had as a child. You know, like mom put you next to Nintendo, and that was the babysitter, and you played those games for hours. You know. That's why you
Yeah.
got. That's why you got the Power Glove. You know, it's so bad. You know. All right, Zach. Hold on. This one's gonna also make me crap my pants. What's the next one? So we're still on the next. We're still on the same article, but
Yeah.
what's next, Zach? I
So,
gotta let this happen.
yeah, if you're following along, we're going to bypass the hotel on the map for right now.
Yeah.
And the next one is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Woo-wee. Yeah. I'm so ready for that. It's not even funny.
Especially the way that it's being described right here.
Yeah. And now Fantastic Beasts wasn't the best, of course. I mean, for me.
I enjoyed them.
Yeah, I didn't like the second one with what's his face with uh what's his Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp. However, this land, they could just have the land. I wouldn't even care. I like
Yeah.
if they can recreate the Diagon Alley feel and do it like do it again. They already did it once with Hogsmeade, and they did Diagon Alley. If they can just slam it out of the park again, this is gonna be the trifecta of all trifectas.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
I don't know. There's so many things they could do with this.
yeah. So apparently it looks like it's going to be like 75% indoors. Like
Which
this,
would be crazy.
like Nocturne Alley, like that one
Yeah.
little section in Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
That it's going to be like 75% of this land apparently.
Which will be awesome because we'll be able to control everything. However, that's also crazy. 75% of the land indoors.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Keep going.
So apparently they're going to have like monsters and stuff, or creatures, I should say, around everywhere. And that's why they're doing it inside, so they can put more creatures and stuff.
They could probably also more creatures, probably have effects on the everywhere. Basically, everything will be a screen, I would imagine, where everything's kind of interacting and flying over.
Screen projections.
Yeah, which will be awesome. I'm just thinking about the possibilities of this entire area because they did Hogsmeade really well, and you got brought into. That was the first time in a long time. I remember walking in there for the first time and just having my mind blown and being like, you were there. You were in Hogwarts. Like you're in Hogsmeade. Like you are there. There's the castle. They use the forced perspective so well. You're drinking butterbeer. You have wands. And I think it's the first time personally I've ever been like taken back and been like, whoa.
Yeah. And then they ramped it up for Diagon Alley.
Then they knocked it out of the park so hard it wasn't even funny.
Like I
And
still see people's reactions like breaking down in tears after seeing it.
it's nuts. It's nuts. And the fact that you can they're so smart. They are so smart because not only do they say, "Hey, bro, hey everybody, if you want to go to the other Harry Potter land, well, you got to buy a 2-park pass, and if you don't buy the 2-park pass, you can't go back and forth and experience one ride." And you're like, "Mother effers." I had to stop myself. So you can't do the journey from Hogsmeade to Diagon Alley, or from Hogsmeade, right? Hogsmeade
Yeah, Hogsmeade. Yeah.
to London, and you can't do the journey twice unless you buy a park hopper pass. Diabolical. Diabolical. Good for them. You guys, they nailed it. Um, even the journey in between, that's awesome. Oh, a puppy joining the crew. And we got a third member of our podcast going. What's the third member's name?
This is Xena.
Xena. Xena's joining us. Not the warrior princess, though.
Far from it.
Maybe. So yeah, like if they can somehow recreate that magic of Diagon Alley into this, there's so much to work with. If it's like they have too much to work with, so if you can do that, Universal, again, oh my God, this whole park is going to be crazy.
Oh yeah.
So let's go into the first attraction. The first possible attraction is going to be the Ministry of Magic, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Which the Ministry of Magic is going to be more. I don't know how I feel about this ride. It feels more along the lines of like the Gringotts.
Yeah, that's apparently what it's supposed to be. With
Like
some.
the Gringotts, the bank one,
Yep.
but just
With
like
some.
kind of different.
Yeah, there's some other cool effects. It looks like.
Like you're kind of in a like the screen. Like if so, for everyone listening, the ride is what's happening for the Ministry of Magic in the new universe, Epic Universe. It's more like you're in a ride vehicle, but you have a box or a room taken above you, like over you, and then
Just
that
picture
room
like
disappears.
Tower of Terror, but then the room disappears.
Yeah, or basically whatever room you're sitting in right now, the ceiling comes off, basically. Or the walls and the ceiling come off, and all of a sudden you're in a different land, which would be really cool. And I like that idea, and I hope they do it, but no, that'd be really cool. Just how they're gonna be able to interact, like how that goes in the next scene.
Yeah.
I actually like Diagon, the bank one, Gringotts.
Yeah.
I actually personally think it's better than Forbidden Journey, only probably because I've ridden Forbidden Journey like 1,000 times. So if they can really bring this up and step it up a notch, I think it's gonna be awesome. I don't know. There's not much information on this one, not compared to like Nintendo Land for sure.
Yeah.
There's not much happening. So with that being said, there's another second possible attraction with Newts Creatures. And as you all know, Newt Scamander is, has all of his creatures and crazy stuff. Now there's a lot they could do with this. There's a lot of scenes in the movies where he's in his different lands and like you can make a whole ride out of that entire suitcase, basically.
Yeah,
where he's in his own little thing.
Seems like the main rumor is that's what it's going to be. You're going to be in his briefcase,
which is awesome because I think it's gonna be more of a theater based. So you have a bunch of, from what we're seeing in the schematics, a bunch of people on tracks, and if you remember the scene in, I forget if this first one or the second one, where there's like a ton of water, and then that whole thing floods. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. Is we're gonna have some sort of adventure, either going up and going down with everything surrounding us.
Yeah.
And then of course interacting with the land.
It looks like some more AR stuff is going to be used, possibly.
Let's see what else. What do we have? Else do we have here? There's a lot of editing to this podcast. Damn it! I gotta put all these things into the episode. That's like so much work. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff into here that I think could be awesome. It also seems like it could be super tall. Well, no, because they would just keep it one level, and then the screen would move. So they would definitely need like two separate situations going on where it's like a set. It's gonna be like the Simpsons ride or Back to the Future where they have two theaters, and then one's happening and another one's happening, and they're probably gonna do everything and then load off each one. Because I couldn't even imagine the throughput of this entire park. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
But with that being said, there's not much else information on the parks here into for Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. I'm assuming it's going to be amazing. The sets are going to be crazy. If only they had a way to go from one park to the next and interact that would be like the Diagon Alley flume, like Diagon Alley, and then you flume it up. But what were you going to say, Zach?
There's also mention of possible shows, but no information other than it's a possibility.
Probably more singing shows and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like the ones they do like under the tracks in Diagon Alley.
Which I actually really enjoy that they do that. I think that's such a cool little, it's like doo-wop, you know, like it's like the Little Shop of Horrors and like she's singing in the corner, and I think that's so cool when they do that. Or they do the shows with the singing frogs, and then it's a cool little thing that they do. There's so many, like imagine if there's like little creatures running around. Yeah. And of course, I'm assuming they'll have. Nope, I already figured out what's going to happen. There's going to be so many interactive wand stations in this thing.
I bet,
yeah. And that's going to be more like screen interactive. That's another thing, too. What if they were to do some sort of, so that we're all about the interactive, right? So in building up scores, and it's almost like we're an environment that's a game. Could you imagine if all of a sudden the wands were interactive to where how your score for doing the spells were, and you could achieve better things based off of what you were doing and how well you did? So in order to get like the ultimate one, which would be like to release something crazy that everyone sees, you'd have to build up to it. Like, I don't know why they're not doing that kind of stuff. I get that the technology exists. I know it does. And it's not that difficult.
Yeah.
RFID cards,
like, wand duels between guests.
Ooh, that's what I want big time. I want to like just fight people, like not physically, but like, you know, give me my wand and like I like lightsaber duels. Why don't we all just bashing each other with foam Nerf bats all the time? That'd be so fun. Okay, yeah. Anyways, we digress on this one. This one went for a while. I couldn't even imagine what the time is on this guy. Okay, so next.
Yep. Skipping another little chunk, and we'll come back to it later. But the next one in this article is How to Train Your Dragon.
How do you feel about this, Zach?
I think it could be cool. I wish they kind of did like a Illumination entertainment land with like different animated films, but I think there's enough here to make it good.
Whole, yeah. Like, so when you say like Illumination, you want like Minion stuff, or do you want like
There's so many things I could do. They got Minions, Secret Life of Pets, which isn't in Florida. I think Sing is there. They got
just the animation stuff in general. Yeah, I agree. However,
I think did Universal acquire DreamWorks too?
Yeah.
So like
So
that could have been in there too, but
when you got Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda we haven't seen, but I feel like Kung Fu Panda and Secret Life of Pets are going into Shrek. I think Shrek's gonna be in Orlando. Shrek is definitely getting changed soon for sure. And it's probably gonna be Kung Fu Panda. I don't know where they put Secret Life of Pets though.
yeah.
Especially if it does. I think they're just testing it. If it does well, they're gonna put it somewhere else. But with that being said, How to Train Your Dragon. There's a lot that's supposed to be happening here too in this land.
This is supposed to be like the kids area.
Yeah, and so let's go down in this splash battle. It's a splash battle ride that's supposed to happen where it's like a semi wet ride slash roller coaster but tame where you get to like challenge each other with water guns, which is pretty cool.
They already have this ride at Legoland Florida, obviously themed to Legos, but
yeah,
apparently it's gonna be the same ride system,
which is pretty cool. I would definitely love to splash some kids in the face with a gun full of water.
We gotta go to Legoland next time we're over there.
Oh yeah, there's a Legoland out here. I gotta go there. It's probably like 12.
Splash battle though.
I don't know. It's probably $12 to get in. And that's by Mac Systems, which Mac does awesome stuff. So hopefully that'll be good. And it seems like they got a bunch of kind of like. Here's the one that I don't like, is they have like in the description in this article they have your typical flat ground carnival ride.
Yeah.
Where I don't like that at all. That doesn't feel like Universal Studios to me.
Yeah.
Is when it's like.
I get it because it's kids, but at the same time, I want something different.
Yeah, I don't want to go to a theme park. Like I don't want to go to a theme park like Universal and get carnival ride status. Like I don't go to Universal to get Six Flags because Six Flags has some of this stuff. Six Flags, of course, has like ultimate thrill rides, but the pendulum swingers, that kind of stuff, I don't go to Universal Studios. We don't go to Universal Studios for that. But the How to Train Your Dragon's dueling roller coaster, which I'm assuming
this is not the dueling one.
Which one?
The How to Train Your Dragon coaster.
Oh, sorry. There's supposed to be a dueling one. Is that later on?
Yeah, it's later.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good. This one's a family roller coaster.
Like Hagrid's.
Like Hagrid's. Will take place mostly close to the ground and will be very long. But it's supposed to be more family friendly. Family
friendly and Hagrid's. Those two words don't go together. That's an intense roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like even though you think it's not, that's intense. That'll mess you up. And in long too, it's like kids don't want to be on long roller coasters. Kids want to be on Flight of the Hippogriff, where it's like 35 seconds and they're done. I've seen videos of those kids and they're like, and that's all they can take. It's like 35 seconds. And I think the ride is literally like 50 seconds long. 50, not maybe less.
Yeah.
So let's hope it's something good. Let's hope it's. See, I'm not too like whatever. I'm whatever about this. Only because it doesn't pertain to my interests. That's pretty much why. This next one though, the Dragons Indoor Attraction Possible Flying Theater, makes sense to me. If you're doing a How to Train Your Dragon's Land, why not do Flight of Passage with a dragon?
Yeah, exactly.
That literally should be the e-ticket. That should be it. Like your entire land should be, that's it. Flight of Passage. Here's Flight of Passage. It's been around for fucking 4 years. Oh shit. And do it this way, Universal, with How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, it looks like from this picture here, it's going to be underneath you, the screen, instead of in front of you, which would be really cool.
That looks real cool. Oh, there's so much editing to do this one. And if it's underneath you, I think that'll give you such a better sense. Because when I rode Flight of Passage, and you've ridden it, right?
Yeah.
I just felt like I was on soaring. I really did. I didn't.
I got a different experience.
I
I
did
really
not.
enjoyed it.
I didn't. Maybe I didn't have enough drinks. I don't know what it was. We even
It might have because you went on it a little later, right?
Yeah.
So you got it hyped up for you. I didn't. I thought it was gonna be the dumbest shit ever.
I got hyped up like 3 years. 3 years of I hadn't been there. I actually went to Manimal Kingdom 3 times in years before I even got to go on to it. And then I went with Dan Howard from Coaster Nation. Shout out Coaster Nation. And he got us in on a fast pass somehow. I don't even know. We got to get on that situation. He's like, oh, I got a fast pass for it. As we showed up at like 7 o'clock. And yeah, I wrote it and I was like, I just feel like, I don't know. It was cool, but I didn't think it was that cool.
Yeah,
and then
you got lost to the hype.
I probably, especially since it was always like 3 hours.
Yeah, I was going into it thinking it was going to be stupid. So I was impressed.
You know what was stupid? The other one, Navi River Journey. That was dumb.
I enjoyed that one too.
Listen, I appreciated it, right? Like like everything was awesome and stunning, and the animatronic and that song that gets stuck in your head. That's supposed to be like Pirates of the Caribbean, just it never stops, you know. But I waited like 2 hours for that shit, and I was like, no. And we were I remember being in line, and we're like, we're either gonna go here to Flight of Passage or here. And then it started raining, and it broke down in Navi River Journey, and I was like, oh my god! Like we were 2 hours in line for that shit, and I remember walking off the ride 90 seconds later and being like, I need a drink. I need lots of drinks right now.
Yeah. See, anyways, when we went, I'm just gonna continue a little bit longer.
Yeah, do it, please.
So when we went, it was past Holder Preview, so there was no one there.
You son of a. Meanwhile, I'm waiting 2 hours in line.
Walked right onto both of them.
Mama. Yeah. So anyways, no one's listening to this right now, so that's fine.
Just make it a separate clip.
Yeah. This is gonna be in the podcast clips. I think this sounds cooler than Flight of Passage if this happens. If you have the screen below you and in front of you, next level.
Yep.
All right. That's what's next? Dueling. I don't want to talk about the hub. Who cares?
That's got the coaster in it.
Oh yeah, but the next one says dueling launch coaster. Let's talk about that. Go. All right, dueling launch coaster. What do you think about that? I already know what I need to say about that, so I'm going to let you go first.
So I guess it's their own theme to it. This is in the hub area. They don't really have a specific theme. Or maybe they do. They're going with universe stuff or whatever, but it looks pretty long from what I can see. It
looks super long.
So I think this could be cool. Another dueling dragons type thing, but longer.
So I want to say something right now. This is going to get really geeky as far as coasters go. This needs to be an RMC dueling coaster. If it's not, so RMC does like the hybrid coasters, right?
Yeah.
And you haven't been out here yet into Magic Mountain, but Twisted Colossus is one of my all-time favorite roller coasters, and it blows my mind every time I ride it. If this isn't that type of situation, they are messing up. When you haven't ridden an RMC yet, have you?
I don't think so.
Wait, no. Remember El Toro and how intense that was?
Yeah.
That's this, but dueling. So that's what this needs to be. And I think they're going to mess up if they don't do an RMC type coaster, which I know there's a few RMCs or type RMCs where I'm sure coaster people, if you're ever listening to this, you're probably ripping me apart right now. You can't do the, dueling coaster, dueling dragons anymore. There's better ways to do it. And I hope they go that route. I hope it's definitely a linear induction where we're getting zinged out, but we're in a. If it's hanging, I don't think it's a good situation unless they come up with something crazy and new that we've never seen before. Otherwise, I think RMC dueling coaster is gonna be the way to go. Twisted Colossus is the best roller coaster in my opinion that I've ever ridden. And
El Toro is mine right now.
Well, guess what? you gotta get here because it's like El Toro, and you're like, oh, F. You're like, shit. It's like El Toro, but you're dueling. It's amazing. And then the fact that you can like twist and go upside down, that's the best part about it. So I think they really need to do something like that where you're just like, we're in some sort of like Air Force pilot, Top Gun, just level going at it. Because the roller coaster they just did out here, the West Coast Customs dueling coaster, it just didn't do it. It was fun, but it didn't do it. And this one seems pretty long. It seems like more of a like a mega coaster than anything, like a hyper coaster where you're like tall, and then you just go along. But at the same time, Universal's been pretty good with their coasters. So
yeah,
I mean, you got a lot of.
Thankfully, there is coasters and not all screens.
Yeah, I mean, like the Hulk still kills to this day, and it's so old. It's old. And Rip Ride Rocket, the rideability on that one is awesome. I do wish they updated the tracks, but anyways, yeah, that sounds all awesome.
A couple more things rumored for the central hub area. It says possibility of a large carousel and perhaps a motion simulator ride and a theater show.
I mean, why not?
But yeah, that's it for the hub, other than, shops and whatnot.
Yeah, it's all around crazy. It's this. So wait, we discussed all the lands. What else do we need to discuss?
Sorry.
It's okay. Did you sneeze?
Yeah.
Bless you. The land. So in general, what do you think about the lands? What do you think about the choices?
I think they're pretty solid. I mean, obviously the one I am least excited about for is How to Train Your Dragon, but
you always have to have a kiddie land. That's fine.
Yeah. At least it's not what they have now. Barney and
Woodpecker and that kind of stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. I still don't think Classic Monsters happening. However, I want it to happen. The hotel happening on site is kind of crazy. I love that. Of course, there's gonna be so many hotels outside of this. I cannot even imagine how many hotels are gonna be built outside this entire land.
Oh yeah.
In park, and it's not even far from Universal Studios. Like
it's a couple miles down the road.
Couple miles. I don't know how they're gonna transport people. I don't know what's gonna happen. If it's gonna be a hub like Disneyland, I think it's what's gonna happen. They're gonna have to some sort of hub.
Bus system, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It would be dope if they had a gondola, but that's not gonna happen. No. Like, I rode the gondola at in Disney, and I did not like it. It was freaky as shit. I just remember we got stuck for like 10 minutes on the gondola. It was just stuck there. And I'm like, even though we were only like 20 feet in the air, I was like, this is it. I'm done. This is where I die.
The only gondolas I've been on is Six Flags New England.
Oh, yeah, from one end of the park to the other, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this was like a 4-mile gondola. Like we went from here to here to here. It was crazy.
Yeah, I gotta go on those.
What else is there on this? All right, so then that's pretty much it, right? Like we got the hub in the middle, nothing else. What are you
Sure, we
most
can.
excited about?
Oh, Nintendo for sure.
Yeah, I think
Just
that kind of
everything
like
about that land.
just like takes the cake. Especially if they if they're able to upgrade, there's so much Nintendo. If they could make an entire land off of Pokemon and they'd be done. Like good to go. See you later.
Yeah.
The merch alone could pay for the entire land.
Oh yeah. I'm sure they're gonna have some crazy food and stuff there too.
Oh my god. Mushrooms. Damn it, I don't like mushrooms. God mother. I don't This the aesthetic for the land, and if they do like the whole Mario Kart, like the castle, that's what you gotta enter into, like the what's his face? What's the Bowser's castle? Yeah. That's just gonna be so cool. And then there's also talks about the AR goggles I saw that you like kind of look like a you look through like a periscope or binoculars. We don't know how those are gonna work, but I think that's gonna be awesome. I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
I
so
am too.
excited, especially in these times. I'm so excited.
Gonna have to go to Japan first.
Yeah.
See Nintendo.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll go to Japan anytime you want. I mean, apparently I got like $1,200 coming to me pretty soon, so might as well buy a ticket to Japan. You know, put that stimulus money to work. Do we need to discuss anything else? What else we got going on?
I don't think so. I'm sure we could pull up more articles, but
yeah, with
we
that,
went on for a good while.
This is a decent episode. So, with that being said, you know, I got nothing else to add. I'm super excited about this land. I don't know what else to say. You got anything else to say?
No.
All right. Well, this is a long one, guys. So we might split this up. We might not. Who knows what you're going to hear. It's probably going to be all at the end because I don't want to edit this and neither does Zach. So with that being said, please like, comment, subscribe to below, that kind of stuff. If you're listening to the podcast, check out the show notes. Tell us what you want to know next. Everything like that. Zach, you got anything to say?
No, I mean, I'm just super excited to get back to the parks and
cannot wait. Maybe we'll come with an episode tomorrow. Who knows? Probably, because what else we got to do? And it's Friday tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the drunken episode of Let's Park It. All right, guys. Take care. See you later. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment below. That kind of stuff. Appreciate you. And remember,